We're here with Brandon from Big Spring Spirits. So, Brandon, I see you're going to make something from rye whiskey. Is that different than corn liquor?
It is. So at Big Spring, we make we barrel Canadian style. So I'll tell you what that means. We work with rye, corn, and wheat as far as a grain in the form of grain. And when we distill that, we barrel those grains separately, and then we blend after the fact. So that's kind of unique about us here, is that we have a straight rye, a straight wheat, and a straight corn, and then we do a bourbon style blend, which we call our American whiskey. It's a bourbon in every sense of the word, with its age and grain makeup. The only difference is we blend those grains after they come out of the barrel separately. They're not all in there at once. The reason we do that, it gives us a lot of flexibility on the end to make a better product. So every batch here is going to be a different proof, slightly, and maybe a different percentage of the different grains.
Great. So what's on tap for today?
So in this session, we're going to make what we're calling a maple sour. This is going to be the newest of our kits, and it's more seasonal. Again, we're going to use the rye whiskey. You could use any of our whiskeys would work. I really like this batch of rye, so I'm going to promote that. We have a bitter orange syrup. This is also a new product. We use a lot of orange syrup in a lot of our cocktails. We found that orange really makes flavors pop. And this just has a bitter component with some Angostura bitters. We have our fresh lemon juice. Again, you always want to use fresh juice. That's super important. Don't skimp out on that. And then we have some maple syrup, and this comes from Windy Well. It's just kind of a hobby sugary that is right down the road, and they're kind enough to share their product with us.
Now, I have a 200-year-old bottle of log cabin syrup in my refrigerator door at home. Will that work?
It won't. It's not the same. Again, with the juice, you want to use the best products you can. If you're in a pinch, you certainly could, but I wouldn't recommend it.
Alrighty.
There is one optional ingredient that I hear that have here that wouldn't be included in your kit, which is some egg whites. So a lot of traditional sours, we use egg whites that adds a nice frothy mouthfeel and a little bit of sweetness. You can buy these, a carton, and they're pasteurized, so they're perfectly safe to drink as they are. But this is an optional ingredient. All right. So
let's go.
Shall we make it? All right. So as with all the other cocktails that we sell as kits, you can either shake or stir. I'm going to use the shake method. You want some kind of vessel with some ice. I'm going to measure out these ingredients. So we're going to do 2.5 ounces of our rye. Do 1 ounce of lemon. And when you're making these at home, you should follow the recipe for the first one. But if you finish it and you say, well, it's too sweet, or this isn't sweet enough, that's when you'd want to adjust on your syrup or lemon ratio to match your tastes. Do 1 ounce of the bitter orange. And the nice thing about these syrups is they won't go bad, so put them in your fridge and they'll stay good. You'll drink them before they would ever go bad. And we'll do 1 ounce of the maple. And I'm going to put egg white in mine just to give it a nicer, frothier look.
How much egg white is that?
I'd say about 1 ounce. Yeah, about 1 ounce. Actually put some ice in my glass too.
Now, does the glass make a difference, the shape of the glass?
It doesn't. So we have a variety of glassware here at Big Spring, so you should drink out of your favorite glass. Traditionally, sours like this are consumed out of a rocks type glass like this. You could certainly pour this straight up in a martini glass too if you'd like. Again, the rule of shaking is you want to shake till your arm gets tired or there's some frost in the glass. You really want to dilute that ice, and especially with the egg whites, we want to build up some froth. And this is a nice seasonal drink with the bitter orange and the maple. So it's really nice for this time of year. And I'm going to garnish this one with a little orange zest. When you come to the distillery and have any of our cocktails, you may notice that there's no wedge fruit in your drink or wheels. We usually only use either some kind of herb or the zest. The reason behind that is we put all the juice in there that you need. There's no need to have an extra squeeze of lemon or an extra squeeze of lime. So it's more about the aesthetic and just getting some of the bitter oil. All right, so that's the maple sour made with rye whiskey.